Horror rooms and monsters. The backbone of Rec Room. Well, probably not the backbone, probably more like a shin bone or something. Because as much as horror games are made on Rec Room, let's be honest, most of them are either FNAF or just an NPC map. What you want is a good horror map or so. I cannot teach you that for today, but today we're gonna be doing monsters. I have a lot of friends on Rec Room. I think. A lot of people ask, how do I build these monsters? And some people said, I wish I could build monsters like these. And some say that's a Wendigo. It's not, shut up. Anyways, I will be showing in this tutorial how I build monsters, and hopefully that can help you. If you want to know more about Tube, check out my Tube tutorial, and it also shows a bit of how I build on there too when I made Bio Project 223 or whatever that terrifying mouth hand thing is. And yeah, let us begin. Now, as you can see, I have all my steps listed up on this board to help this project move a bit faster. Alright, first we're going to do step 1, planning. Obviously, before making a monster, you want to plan out what you want it to be, have a certain subject, and try to think of an idea of a model for it. For example, my monster today I'm going to show you I'm building is going to be a chicken-based. What it's going to look like? I think I have a few ideas. Step is practice. Obviously, that probably doesn't entirely make sense, but before you make the full-on thing, a good idea is to make a mini model of entirely what you mean. For example, I'll just make a rough version right now of that creature. This is obviously not straight at all how I'm going to build this, but it's just a fake base. Alright, let's see. I want a mouth thing going like this. I'm gonna have it smooth, but like I'm gonna have it like it starts here, and then like the whole body up to a certain point is going to have the mouth. This is obviously just red tubing, but this is what the mouth is gonna be. This is obviously a very terrible representation of what I'm gonna be doing, but step 3, determine. Obviously, you know, you're gonna want to know if you wanted how detailed you want the thing to be. For example, tube, I already kind of explained this: tube, spear, square, like maybe you're making a robot or something. It really depends on how detailed, like, obviously this isn't a monster here, but, you see, I wanted to go for simplicity since it was like a plush and so. But when I made Hairy Man Legs, I wanted to try to make like as detailed as possible for the hairy body, and then mutating it into a hairy spider thing. See, like you want to I try to make it as detailed as possible for typically my monsters, but it also depends on what it is or the concept. If I want it to be like simple spearish or like maybe tube and add little details as well. Yeah. So you need to determine what you want and try to limit yourself to as much ink as you want it to be. Because, you know, even with tube being decoration and stuff like that, it still costs a lot, depending on how much you use. And it's step 4, which you can guess is build. We're gonna freaking build this thing. You'll obviously just see a time lapse of me building the, chicken. And yeah, I'm gonna start building, and once we're done, we'll discuss what maybe you should do after you finish your abomination against nature. Alright, guys, we did it. We finished our weird chicken thing. I'm probably going to cut out some parts because it was just boring. Obviously, through some parts, you're going to notice I had to change a lot because I went over my ink limit. Yeah, that's something I didn't pay attention to because I wanted to have all this detail with the feathers. So I tried to get as least as possible and try to add as much as I could. I didn't really have to add these legs, but I wanted to just in case, so it would make more sense for a chicken. And now I made this thing that is laggy because of the amount of detail of feathers and stuff, but I like it. As weird as it is, I really like it. You build a monster. I know I didn't get to really show much of planning and stuff like that, but to be fair, I don't really draw, and I just try to get the thing in my head. Probably a good idea is, depending on what you can do, maybe sketch or do that weird model thing I did. I forgot to do the determining about the amount of ink because I wasn't sure about where I was going with the detail. I just didn't like how it was a simple spear and stuff, so I wanted to make it more detailed. And yeah, I think this turned out pretty well. I'm not sure what I could have really done with the legs, besides maybe add like those cartoony rings around them, but yeah, I like this. Hopefully I can help some of you build monstrosities against nature, and yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! You want to see more monsters I made? Check out Mr. Rabbit's Monster Gallery.